Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here, and it's Thursday, and we're kind of on an off day because there's no Raptors game today, and there wasn't one yesterday. So we're doing a regular Thursday think tank. So the phone lines are going to be open today, and people can call me on the phone, and we can talk on the phone today as the Thursday think tank call-in show. That's the format. I'm looking for maybe around 4 calls for today's show. We'll see how many we get. If we get more than four, I'm okay with it too. The rules are, just call in when you want to. If you got the number and access to it, that means you're someone that is allowed to call. I don't just have this publicly known, just so y'all know. So only certain people can see it, and it's channel members and members of our Facebook chat group. So to become one of those, you have to join as the channel as a member of the channel, or contribute to the channel in a way that you get invited to the Facebook chat. So yeah, that's what's going on today. And today we're talking about the We the World Gala. That happened last night. Oh, wow. We already got a call. Let's see. We're going to start right away. Let's see what's going on, guys. All right, here. Caller, you're on the air. You're going to have to turn down the volume, caller, please. Hello? It's Trevor, guys. It's the Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J, y'all. Good. Not much, man. You're going to have to turn down the volume on your computer because we're getting an echo.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, how's that?
That's great. That's great. It's really good to hear from you this morning, Trevor. Do you want to do your words of wisdom in person this morning? No, you turned it up. I can still hear me, man.
You can say, oh, no, I didn't turn it up. I turned it all the way down.
Okay, well, hopefully you don't hear. Okay, there. I think it's better now. No, I can hear it still, Trevor. It's weird. You're going to have to listen to me through your phone. You're going to have to turn it down. This is a classic radio problem where somebody's listening to the show on the radio and they have it too high and it's coming in. Yeah, live and direct.
Okay, how is that?
No, you can still hear me. Whatever you're listening to the show through on your computer, you need to turn it down all the way and just listen to me through the phone while you're on the phone with me. Because I can hear me talking still.
I've done that now.
Okay, is this better?
Okay, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, Trevor, so would you like to do your words of wisdom live today? I would love, I can still hear me, just so you know. You haven't turned down the volume on your computer.
I did. I turned it all the way off.
No, but you didn't, because I can hear it through the phone. You can't have it up at all because it's coming through on the show and it's chaos. It's chaos.
Oh my goodness, man.
Trevor, it's just the rules for radio shows. When you go on a radio show, you have to turn down the radio. You cannot have the radio on when you're on a radio show. Yeah, just pause the YouTube video. You don't have to watch me if you're on the phone with me. Just stop the YouTube live. Because you guys can hear me repeating in the phone, right?
All right. Okay, can you hear me good now?
It's not that I can't hear you. I can hear myself repeating in echo. Like I say it on the phone. You hear me in the phone, and then you hear me say it twice because you're listening to me also.
You know what? Let me call you back.
Yeah, and when you call me back, Trevor, turn down your computer. Turn down whatever you're watching the show through normally. You have to listen to me through the phone. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, figure it out and call me back in a sec. All right, I got to do my intro anyway. It's all good. I love you, Trevor. That's so awesome. All right, I'm glad he wants to call. It's just that this is like classic. This is something that I dealt with on the radio all the time. When people are trying to call in to radio shows, you have to turn your radio off. You cannot have it on because it produces an echo effect. And everything I say right now is coming through Trevor's YouTube delayed, and it's echoing back in through his phone, and we're hearing me in an echo, so it's kind of crazy. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, last night they had the We the World Gala, and it's for charity. It's a big, huge event that's been held annually by the Raptors and MLSE. And they had it down at CNE, and they raised thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for Giants of Africa and the MLSE Foundation. This is a huge, swanky event where everybody dresses up. It's like a gala. So there's alcohol, there's music, there's dancing, and the players are there. The whole entire team is there. There's alumni coming. The super fan Nav is there. The broadcast crews are there. Leo, Jack, Matt, Alvin, everybody's there. And it's amazing. And if you pay like $50,000 to go to this event, you get to hang out with everybody and talk to them real up close. Like you get access to Scotty Barnes, and you could just hang out with him for a while and just chill and, chat with him. It's crazy. There's different tiers. It goes from like 50,000 all the way down to 500. The cheapest ticket to go to this thing is $500. And that gets you the basic access to the whole thing. Now, Mo went last night. Monique, our super fan, Lawrence, and she had heaven on earth. It's amazing what Monique, the pictures I'm seeing and the videos of what Mo saw last night were fantastic. In fact, I'm going to share some of the pictures with her permission on our channel in the community center, section after the show, so y'all can see how much she saw everybody. In fact, I'll go to her Facebook page real quick, and I'll review Monique first, because really she's the story for today and the gala last night. We see Monique in a collage of pictures with the Giants of Africa people, including Kimberly, her good friend, who is Masai's right-hand woman. And then you also got pictures of her reunited with Morris Peterson, one of the most special connections Monique has with any Raptor at any point is Mo Pete. They're the Mo's. And like she said, he wears the green, not only for the Michigan State Spartans, but in some ways the green for the CP Awareness Month this month too. And it's so nice to see a picture of Monique on her Instagram with Morris in his long dreads, and also him hugging her. So, all right, Trevor, we're going to try again. And this time you better get it right. Because seriously, Trevor, don't wreck my show because of this, all right? All right, Trevor, take two. Let's see if you can hear me twice. I can still hear me, Trevor.
I can hear you right now.
I'm just saying, Trevor, you've got to understand. You have to.
I turn up everything. I turn it all the way up.
Okay, but I'm still hearing my voice. That's the whole thing. You have to mute it.
How is that now?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if I talk. In some ways, this is all pre-production. It shouldn't be happening on the live show.
Okay, how is that?
Let me see. I'll say test, test, test.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nope. All right. You can hear me, and you don't hear me twice, and I don't hear me twice anymore. So it's perfect now. Trevor J., so good to have you on the phone this morning. Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J. How are you? How's the weather where you are right now?
Man, it's fantastic, man. I can't complain.
Oh, that's amazing. Right here, we got falling snow like crazy out my window right now. We've had some good thaw in the last day. It was a nice warm day yesterday. In fact, Scotty was out driving around with Cece in the truck with the window down. And it was actually a really nice day yesterday. It's not super cold, but there is some snow coming down currently right now out here where I'm at. So I don't know. I like it. It's pretty, but in some ways, the warmer temperature where you are, that'd be a nice change for a little while. That'd be a nice change. So, Trevor, do you want to do Words of Wisdom live on the air today?
Sure, I can read it out. What I put on I can read it out for you.
Yeah, sure. All right. What did you write in? Let's see. I see where it is. It's the third comment, right?
When you are fighting, high people will throw shoes at you. Do not look down. Just fly higher, so their shoes would not reach you.
Aha. So when you're when you're flying high, people will throw stones at you. Don't look down. Just fly higher so the stones won't reach you. I like that. I like that. You know, in some ways, that's kind of like the saying, when they go low, we go high. And if they're going to come at us with low attacks and low intelligence kind of stuff, well, we got to be better than them as far as better people, better human beings, and better acting. And in some ways, we will prevail just because what is wrong, and we'll get what it gets, is what I'm saying. So
That's right, man.
Trevor, man, you've
So how
always
you
been a
doing, my
great
brother?
guidance, man. And I really appreciate your words of wisdom every day.
No problem, boss. No
Yeah.
problem, man.
So
So
what
how you
else?
all doing over there?
Man, you know what? It's great. I mean, you know what? I'm just getting ready for the 9:05 game today, and we got some more Raptors games coming up, and I'm excited and really enjoying seeing all the footage from the gala last night. Like Trevor, if you were here in Toronto, I'm pretty sure you might have tried to go to this gala last night, wouldn't you?
Oh, sure, I would have.
Because you're that kind of guy. You're the jet flying, high profiling, styling guy that I know, just like Ric Flair. You're like, woo, I'm going to go to a Raptors game in LA. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just saying, so I know that he probably be there putting a ticket in
I would have.
for a
I
good
would have.
cause too, because all that
Good
money goes
cause.
to Giants of Africa and helping what Masai's doing with the MLSC Foundation. I wonder how much money they raised last night. They probably
Yeah,
raised it.
I
Yeah.
would have called one of those guys in there.
Yeah.
I would have called Sherman or Jamal and get tickets from them.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have to call them because you can just do it through the website. But I'm sure if you have those connections with Sherman Hamilton and Jamal McGlure, you go ahead and call them because they were both there, I think. I don't know if Sherman was there for sure, but I did see that Big Cat was there for sure.
Yeah, because I'm close with those guys, so I know I would have been there.
Nice, nice. Well, it'd be like you're just hanging out with some old pals if you saw those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, it looked like an amazing event. As I see in one of your comments, you're saying that Brandon Ingram won the Raptors painting contest.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. That is so awesome.
Well, Brandon is actually an accomplished painter. It's something that he very much enjoys doing in his free time. So he was kind of a ringer for this competition yesterday. They had all the Raptors get on stage with little berets on their heads and little smocks, and they painted the Raptor logo, the Raptor, and they sold the pictures for charity afterwards to people that were at the event. So somebody bought. There's a really funny one that Scotty did. It's kind of primitive art. Let's just put it that way. And it's funny. We'll talk about it in a sec. But somebody bought that. Scotty Barnes painted the Raptors logo for a pretty penny, I'll bet, for charity last night. But Brandon had the best one, and that's because he's a ringer. It's also nice though because he's new and he feels more a part of the group by winning the art contest last night at We the World Gala last night. Man, so good. Trevor, anything else you want to talk about this morning?
Man, I'm so excited for Raptors season next year, man. Like this team is gonna be a badass team.
Mm-hmm.
With all the pieces they have around right now, they're gonna be unstoppable.
I think that they're going to be very good also. I think that some of the problems that people are talking about with next year, they're not real problems. And I think also that, you know what? I don't even know if we have to wait till next year. In some ways, there are signs that this team's starting to shift gears and they may try and do things a little differently. We'll have to see. I'm open to whatever they want to do. Of course, I don't know better than Masai Ujiri or Bobby Webster about what this team should do next as far as building their rebuild back to being a team in the playoffs. And if they want to just go out the way they want to go out this season, it's all an open book to me. I'll go along with it. But in some ways, the competitive person in me wants to see them play their starters right until the end of the game and win as many of these last games that they have for the season.
Man, as I said yesterday, a couple of those sports announcers saying the Raptors are going to be the sneaky team to get into the play-in. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Like I was talking about that yesterday morning, and then you were saying in the chat that there are people on media places now saying that the Raptors could sneak in the play, and that's very true. It's very, very true. Orlando is really bad, and I wouldn't be surprised if they fell out. And also, I want to say something real quick, Trevor, since we brought up Orlando real quick. The Orlando Magic are idiots, and in some ways, them making excuses about fouls for losing the game the other day, you go ahead and kid yourself, Orlando players. I actually lost respect hearing Coach Mosley and Franz Wagner say that the foul calls were the reason why they lost. Bullshit. There was a lot of dirty play that y'all got away with, and y'all deserved to have way less free throws because y'all were fouling us way more than we were fouling y'all. And also, any kind of excuse for why you lost to G Leaguers and two-way players, It's your own damn fault because you had all the help in the world for the refs. And also, you had the better personnel out there and you didn't execute. So it's a real shame that the Orlando Magic coach and some of his players and the fans are whining and crying about the refs and the fouls and stuff. And yeah, I've seen the last 2-minute report, and I don't give a shit about that. Because listen, last 2-minute report has told me many times in the past that the Raptors got shafted with bad calls also. So what comes around goes around. It's all evening out in the end. We can't change it. And in some ways, yeah. So what if Orlando Robinson set an illegal screen? It doesn't matter. Jason Tatum did something at the end of an overtime and won the game, and the last 2-minute report said it wasn't supposed to be right. So now we're even. How about that, NBA season? That's what I say to that. That's right. That's right. Yeah, man, Trevor, it's so good to have you on the phone. I feel like I want to have you on the phone for a while, but I know that we're going to have to let other people get in here too at times. But if there's anything else you want to talk about, I want to give you some more time right now. If you want to bring up any more subjects or say anything else that you want to talk about as far as
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'm just gonna say that I'm tired seeing the bullshit about RJ. It's still going on. RJ and Yak, they're still saying the same bullshit. Like even Instagram ever, like flooded Instagram with RJ. This bullshit that he's gonna shopping around for the Raptors, shopping him around. Like I'm tired seeing it every single day. It's on there, man. Every single day. It's crazy what they're doing. I think they're just scared of us.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get rid of all the good guys.
Yeah.
So we don't be that competitive next season.
Yeah. It's subterfuge. It's like kind of like we want to make problems for them. We want to pull strings and threads of the sweater and unravel it. And it's really insidious. In some ways, it's something that's a typical thing with politics and all kinds of different areas in the world now where there's contention. The other side is stooping to misinformation and just putting general lies out all the time. Now, once again, I'll tell Raptors fans in relation to anything that has to do with trading RJ or anything like that, it's not trade season. So this is all hot air and bullshit because RJ cannot be traded until July. And well, maybe if they start the rumors around then, I might start listening to them. But when it's not trade season and there's no possibility of any of this stuff happening, it's just a waste of time to pay any attention to that bullshit and that hot air that is coming out all the time. And I think Trevor's got it exactly right. They are scared of us. They know that we're going to be very good next year when Ingram comes and joins us, and they want to pull it apart before it even starts. So don't fall for this shit, Raptors fans. Bobby Webster made the salary cap work, and there's no reason why RJ has to go anywhere. It's all bullshit, and especially if it comes from the United States side of the border, you should not believe it. Trust me. They do not know what's going on with the Raptors. Because, listen, Bobby and Masai do not tell them jack shit. They're lying if they say they heard trade rumors. If they heard anything with the other side, that may be an executive from another team lying about it also, just like the person writing the article. Trevor, man, it's been a joy to talk to you. I'm so glad we got you on the air without the echo. Just remember in the future, and everybody who calls me today, that if you're going to call me, turn down the volume on what you're listening to me to and listen to me through the phone and be live with me now instead of the reverberation of the replay and the delay. Okay? I appreciate it, man. Anything else to add, Trevor? You want to say what's up to the Raptors freaks real quick?
I want to say good morning, everybody, and have a wonderful day. And 905, just win one for us tonight, please.
Yes, that's right. This is a great segue. Look at my producer, Trevor J. Look at him set me up for the next part of the show right here with the 905 mention right here. Trevor, I love you, man. Thank you for all you do and appreciate you calling in first today, man.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. Have a fantastic Thursday. Soak up those Florida Rays and just have a nice day with you and your loved ones, all right?
Okay, man. No problem.
All right. Always love and peace with my man, Trevor J. Wow. Love to hear the commissioner of fun, Trevor J. in the house. That's right. He's ready to see the 905 win a game tonight. Well, let's go do a ref report real quick on that. First of all, we got Ken Jones as the crew chief, number 40 for the Raptors in Mississauga, hosting the College Park Skyhawks tonight. Claire Aubrey is the referee, number 14, and AJ Ganelli, number 62, will be the umpire. The College Park Skyhawks are a team that features Jordan Bowden, Will Brown, Nikola Jurczyk, Armin Franklin, Kevon Harris, Joey Hauser, Jarkel Joyner, Dwight Murray, Daquan Plowden, David Singleton, Jacob Toppin, and Keaton Wallace. The notable players, former Raptors 905, Kevon Harris, who has been brought up to two-way with the Hawks now. He's playing in both leagues. And also somebody like Joey Hauser, the brother of Sam Hauser, will be facing them today. One of their better players is Daquan Plowden. He did very well against us in the earlier parts of the season. And also Jacob Toppin in this game, the brother of Obi Toppin, involved in this game. And Jurisic Nikola. Yeah. So it should be interesting. I'm not sure what their record is right now. I'm pretty sure they're not one of the top teams in the league as far as things. Where's the standings? That's what I need to go look at. Let's go look and see where College Park is in the standings. Because right now, in some ways, the Raptors 905 are in a really dubious place of just barely outside of the playoffs. Okay, we have this almost the same exact record as College Park. We're 12-12, and they're 12-11. So we're going to play them 2 games in a row, and we need to get ahead of them in the playoff standings because we've been in trouble for that. We've definitely been in trouble for that. All right, let's get back to more of me reviewing Monique at the event last night. As I was saying, she's with the Giants of Africa people in Kimberly. In this picture, we've seen her with Mo Pete, getting a big hug from Morris. It's fantastic to see Mo and Mo reunited because it feels so good. I believe that's Jeff Landicho she was with there, right there. I'm not totally sure. There's the Morris Peterson mascot. Very, very cool to see them reunited. We see Nav Bhatia with Monique, superfan plus superfan. There's her with Mark Strizzy. There's a picture of Grady shaking somebody's hand. And guess what? We've also got Monique with Grady. There's a very nice picture of Monique Lawrence meeting Grady Dick last night. Fantastic. There's Grady with her sister. There's Monique with her sister. Very, very cool to see Mo and Grady. We also see Mo with AJ Lawson and RJ Barrett. Very, very cool to see how many of the players that Monique got the hobnob with and talk to. And Mo, I got to say, your fit looks really stylish and you look so good. There she is with Jamal Shed. Jamal Shed wearing a nice red suit last night. And Monique hanging out with her. There she is with Terrence Ross, y'all. T. Ross did come up to Toronto from Orlando after this scene, and he's at the gala last night as an alumni. I'll bet you Ross will be at the game against Utah on Friday, too, as part of the 2000s night. There's also a picture of Yak shooting pool from the game last night. Really, really cool pictures there. There's Monique with Oshai Abaji looking very, very dapper. Look at Oshai with the nice fit. Oshai's probably – he's like built to be in suits, honestly. Mo looks so happy in the exhibition place with Oshai Abaji. I believe that's Four Corners. It looks like Monique got a picture with our resident DJ Four Corners. Very, very cool to see that. There's Ross on his own. Ross, of course, man, so good to see him. There's Jamal McGlure with Monique also. Big Cat, of course, Big Cat and Jamal. Big Cat and Monique go way back. They've been around each other too, just like Trevor J. Very, very cool. Let's see. Who else do I recognize from some of these pictures? Let's see. There was a picture of her with RJ. That's absolutely fantastic. So I love seeing all the footage from last night's event. And it seemed like it was a huge success. It seemed like there was a lot of money raised. It seemed like there's a lot of smiles. And there's a lot of people having a good time. Yeah, it's really, really good stuff. In fact, let me go do the Instagram stories too real quick because they're all tied in with this same subject. There's Scotty with his dog in the car driving around in thawing Toronto yesterday with the dog Cece having her head out the window as Scotty drives around in his vehicle after returning back to Toronto from the road trip. And there's Scotty with his art piece. And it says SB4. And a guy named Chris Rain bought it, it looks like. And who knows how much he paid for it. But yeah, art by me is what Scotty's saying. And man, I'm telling you, in some ways, Scotty, your Raptor kind of looks like a country on a map. I'm trying to be nice, guy, but in some ways you got to get a little bit of burn on this one, man. Come on now. Because, man, it kind of looks like it's not a real raptor. It kind of looks like an embryo raptor is what I'm going to say, Scotty. But he looks so cool with his beret and his apron on for the painting contest. Scott, you go, man. It's all for a good cause. You're a badass. Be grateful, if not at art. So good to see that. Yeah, there's Morris at the event last night with some friends. Morris Peterson, putting up some pictures of different people he was hanging around with. Very, very cool to see Mo Pete with different fans, including Monique Lawrence. So good. Jamal McGlure putting up pictures of different things from last night, too, the art contest, and coming up on stage with the alumni, including Jose Calderon and Charles Oakley, even at the event last night. Terrence Ross. Really good turnout of alumni for the game last night, including Leo Routen's coming up on the stage and getting his kudos. And JYD was up there getting barked at also. So very, very cool to see these guys at the event, the We the World Bell event gala. Very, 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 very good stuff. Lots of fun stuff happening last night. AJ Lawson with a picture of him in action the other day. There's a picture of him with his friend RJ in the lineups for the anthems. Man, there he is painting from last night. And AJ's hilarious. You know what? He posted his clip of him painting in the in the contest last night, and he put the music of Serge Ibaka over the clip, and he put the part where Serge is saying, "I do art." So it's like so meta Raptors love to have the former champion of the Raptors, Serge Ibaka's music over his Instagram stories of saying, "I do art," while AJ Lawson's doing the art at the art part of the gala last night. Very good stuff. And as Jack Armstrong looks on, yeah, I do art. I love that he played that song on that clip. So good. I can kind of see Brandon's clip picture from what that one on this one picture, and it's amazing. Like I can kind of see how it's like impressionist, kind of crazy. I see Jacoby's picture. It looks like it actually looks like indigenous art from this country. Honestly, Jacoby looks like an indigenous artist, like something the Haida tribe would paint. And then AJ's is a little weird. His looks like, man, that Raptor looks bad, AJ. I'm telling you, man. It looks like some sort of weird spiky, I don't know what the hell that is, man. I'm sorry. Like some of these pictures are probably pretty hilarious for sure. I think I see Shamshay in the picture there too with his painting. But yeah, Brandon Ingram won. His painting is a little bit impressionist, but you know what? He did a good job of getting the form of the Raptors logo better than anybody else, it looks like. Because everybody else's paintings looking like an embryo like Scotty's. So, yeah, there's Wubbs, and he was out at a vintage store with Jamal Shed in a picture, guys shopping for gear and clothing to wear. Very, very cool to see the youngsters, the rooks, out and about buying some clothing. So there's a picture there. Let's see what else we got. There's him celebrating with the team after his game winner the other night. And there he is on the red carpet for the gala last night. Jamal Shed in the red suit and Jacoby Walter in a nice look without a tie. Yeah, you go, Rooks. There you go, Rooks. That's right. That's right. Jacoby, you had the Wubbs with the Dubs the other day. That's right. There's Superfan Mo with Nab Bhatia. Love to see that. Superfan with a superfan. Grady Dick walking the red carpet, coming in, shaking hands and getting up on stage and getting the ovation at the gala last night. Very, very good stuff. Let's see if Raptors official has got some of the clips from the We the World event last night. It's so huge and big, and what a good time. There's Emmanuel walking in, getting high fives, and there's the Grady clip again. And there's Scotty coming up. And Scotty is actually posing fierce. He does a little bit of modeling on the stage. It's funny. He's doing like this and like this, like he's modeling. There's a picture of Jamison Battle and Grady Dick playing video games at the video game station there. I want to try and zero in on Jamison's Battle's nose real quick. It looks like it's a little weird. It's a little different, man. Jameson might look a little different when he comes back, y'all. His nose got busted. And, man, well, it's good to see him finally around because he hasn't been at games recently. So Jameson healed faster. There's Orlando Robinson coming out with his beret and his apron, getting ready to paint. Good to see O-Rob at the game. And there they are all holding their pictures and showing them to everybody. And there's the alumni group. I love seeing this alumni group. It looks like Oakley, Ross, Jose Calderon. Yeah, good stuff. Jamal McGlure. Yeah, really, really good stuff. I'm not sure who that white guy is there. That is a former player too. Who is that? I couldn't figure out who that was, who was there with them on stage. That's not like, who is that? That's not Capono. He's too tall. Is that, could that be Radojevic? That's crazy. That's not Bargnani. Is that Alec Radojevic? That would be so weird if that was Alec Radojevic. It kind of looked like him, honestly. And Emmanuel Quickly's Instagram stories, all kinds of fun. He's got the word focus and the definition of focus, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, ignoring the noise, putting energy into what is important, not where you are, but where you want to be. I like that. I like that, Emmanuel. God is my strength is what he's saying also on there. This is a really good picture. Emmanuel has this fantastic picture of the guys backstage in their artist gear, and they're like in the back. But when I saw it, I thought, because they did this in the past, guys, at this gala. What they did in the past was the Raptors would actually come to this thing, and some of them would bartend, guys. They would be like helping serve like food and stuff like that. In the past, they've done that with the Raptors. I don't think they did that last night. But when they were wearing the aprons, I was like, are these guys going to be bartending tonight? And I was looking at them, and I was like, they all kind of have a different look. Like, it's hilarious. Like, AJ looks like a really proud, like, business owner. Like, he's the owner of the restaurant, and he's standing there with his arms crossed, and he's kind of like real proud. And RJ looks like the co-manager. He looks like the guy who's on site kind of running everything, and he's got a cool smock. And then you got Jacoby looks like Andre 3000 in Miss Jackson. Like, he looks like Pascal with the old costume he did for Halloween, and they're all doing like the show me the money thing. Like, Emmanuel, Jacoby, and Jamal are all doing like this kind of like Grey Poupon moment. Like, but of course, do you happen to have any Grey Poupon? That's what they look like. It's so funny. And Emmanuel, he looks like he's straight from Sicily, bro. Like, he looks like he's in that Robert De Niro part of Godfather. Like, he'd be running up on a roof with a machine gun shooting people. Like, that's what he looks like. He looks like an Italian gangster with his little beret hat and his schmuck on. And then in the back, like, old Rob looks like an enforcer, and Brandon's just sitting in the back. He looks like he's smiling. And like Shed's so funny. He looks like a butler the way he's holding his arm. He's like, but of course. And then you got Scott standing on the side with a big apron on, and he looks like the butcher. He looks like the dude in the back with the big meat cleaver chopping all the meat up, and he's scary as fuck. That picture is so awesome. If I could figure out how to make this the cover photo of our group, I would, man. The squad picture of them at the gala last night, behind the scenes, wearing their stuff, is so cool, man. No disrespect. Y'all look awesome, and your vibe is so strong, man. It's so strong. It's so good. Yeah, Emmanuel, you're awesome, man. It's so good to see the adulation that the Raptors were getting from the gala crowd last night. Mark Strizzy announcing them coming in. Kelly Olynyk still got that bar burrito giveaway. Go get the classic Kelly at Bar Burrito, y'all. Just while you can, before it's running out in April, you got to get that classic Kelly Olynyk burrito at Bar Burrito, y'all. Get down there and get it. That's right. Kelly's got a food post. This is some crazy ass looks like sashimi. Oh man, he's got some good looking food on his Instagram right now, y'all. Go look at Kelly Olynyk's food. It looks like he's got some schnitzel here. Wow, man, Kelly, come on, man. What are you doing to me? I just woke up, and in some ways, you're making me very, very, very hungry. There's some wine. He's got some wine there. There he is heading into the game, and there he is in action. He's got a Zion Williamson jam with the left hand. Woo! Him and Zion really have hit it off. Kelly Olynyk and Zion Williams are like this, guys. Williamson and Olynyk are very good friends. And then there he is having family dinner with the dog in his lap. There's their cute little dog. Kelly and his wife have that cute little dog that's there. Yeah, very cool stuff. Let's see. Norman Powell, some action photos. His Understand the Grind tattoo. Let's see. Jamal Shed has got Ball Game, man, with Jacoby winning it. And there's this the vintage store picture that Jacoby shared, them together. Slim Duck, somebody painted Chris Boucher in comic book hero form. He used his facial look, and they made him into a hero in a superhero comic. It's very, very cool to see fan art of Chris Boucher and drawing him into a comic book and making him a superhero. Very, very cool stuff. That's on his Instagram, so check that out. On Smith and Jones this week, they've got former Raptor Derek Martin on there. Eric Smith on his Instagram saying that. So their interview with Derek Martin, if you want to go hear an interview with him, that's there. Let's see. Jay Nathan showing a picture of him coming out from the hotel from being down south. Masai Ujiri inviting everyone to the We the World Gala last night on his Instagram, saying, come on down and come to this event, and you can meet the players. So please support Giants of Africa and MLSC Foundation. So good job, Masai. Another very, very successful event. Man, you're good at this. You've been good at this for a long time. And you done it again. Pascal Siakam speaking at a PS43 event for education yesterday. And it's the Mays Family Institute on Diverse Philanthropy. So it's always good to see Siakam giving back to education. It's very important to him. All right, there's your Instagram stories. We're going over the gala today. We're doing the Thursday think tank. If somebody wants to call me at the number they've got, you can call me on the show, and we'll just put you on the air, and we'll talk about anything Raptors related right now with what's going on. I'd like to stay away from other subjects if we can and just talk about the Raptors as much as possible in this one. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Trevor's saying with the 905 game, we got to win tonight. Yeah, we're very close in record to the Skyhawks, and this is a game where we need to show up. Now, the Raptors 905 signed, they got a new player yesterday. The Raptors have a new player on two-way as of yesterday, Colin Castleton. Colin Castleton is a center who's been playing for the Osceola Magic this season already. And, well, we've got him on our team now as a two-way, and he hopefully will be available for the 905 tonight to play against the College Park Skyhawks. Now, who is Colin Castleton, guys? Well, he's a 24-year-old center from Pembroke Pines, Florida. He's 6'10", 250 pounds. He went to school at Michigan and also at Florida. He was undrafted in 2023. He spent time with the Lakers on the South Bay Lakers and the Lakers. He was also on the Grizzlies with the Hustle. And this year he's with Orlando with the Osceola Magic. Now, we've brought him up on a two-way, so we're going to have him for the rest of the year. He's another center. He has center depth. His strengths are rebounding and blocking shots. He's not a three-point shooter. But as according to Blake Murphy, Colin Castleton is the best available big man in the G League right now to sign to a two-way contract. And Blake had mentioned him and Kyler Kelly earlier this week as the most likely ones to get this contract. Well, Blake was right. Colin Castleton. In some ways, we already checked out Kyler Kelly in the past couple of years, and he's been a part of our organization. So I guess they wanted to meet somebody new. So Colin Castleton is the latest Raptor to be added to our team and fill the empty roster spot that we had yesterday, a two-way spot, which he will be playing for both the 905 and the Raptors. Now, it may do good justice and help the 905 a lot to have Castleton around, seeing as Shamshay had a season-ending injury, and that void of Shamshay's physicality and rebounding and presence has been sorely missed in these losing streak that the Raptors 905 have been on recently. So hopefully part of helping the Raptors 905 turn around and win is going to be Castleton's appearance on our team finally. He's a different kind of center than Frank Kaminsky. He will add a dimension that we've lost since Ulrich went out. So I'm excited about the former Laker and Grizzly Colin Castleton joining our team. In fact, you remember Colin Castleton was one of the guys who got waived from the Lakers right around when Koloko came around. So, yeah, we got the Lakers center now on our team in reverse from Christian. So it's an interesting thing. We'll have to see. Yeah, Mo's saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Unforgettable night. I was in basketball heaven. Unreal. Thank you, AJ, Jamal, RJ, Grady, Big Cat, Mo Pete, Terrence, Nav, Wayne Embry, fellow Jeff, etc. Never forgetting this. This is so amazing that Mo got to go somewhere. It was like heaven on earth for her last night. And being around in the proximity of all the Raptors and getting to meet some of the Raptors, getting to meet all kinds of different people and take pictures with them and just be a part of the event. You deserve it so much, Mo. I know this year has been a fantastic year for you, and it just keeps getting better. And last night, wow. Yeah, those memories will never go away. And you are so awesome that you got to go there and rub elbows with everybody like you did last night. So happy that you got to go, and it was amazing event. It looks like everybody had a good time, and the players did too. It looks like they did. James is saying America has no allies. They're ruining all relationships with neighboring countries. China's loving this right now. Yeah, in some ways, like they're not the ones that really are loving it, though. It's Russia. It's Russia. You got to think about the history of the Russians and the U.S. as far as like trying to undermine American democracy. This has always been something that Putin has wanted to do. Well, his deep cover agent, Trump, is doing his job 10 times, 100 times better than he probably thought he could, because he's literally taking America's democracy to its knees and destroying it from the inside out with his planted Donald Trump. And Elon Musk totally works hand in hand with Vladimir Putin. And I don't know why people don't understand this connection. Both those gentlemen have been going over to Russia for years, sitting around like best friends with Vladimir Putin. So I don't understand why people don't understand that these guys are working for Putin. Musk literally is destroying the U.S. government in the name of Vladimir Putin on the down low. And people don't understand that. Now, China did announce something yesterday that was a little ominous, but also a little bit comforting for me, at least. China does not like the way that Trump is bullying the rest of the world right now, the way he's talking to Europe, talking to us, talking to Mexico, talking to themselves. And they went blanket with tariffs, not just to us. They went on tariffs with Mexico, all of Europe, and China also. And well, China's made a public statement as of yesterday. And they said, as this, we are not going to stand by idly and allow the United States to bully the rest of the world. And we will go to war with them in any form that we have to, is what the official statement by the Chinese government was yesterday. And I got to say, you know what? They sound more like beacons of freedom and democracy than the United States does at this point. Seriously. Because what Donald Trump is doing with Elon Musk is not democracy. It's dictatorship and it's oligarchy. And China has to be the new world power, the new police of the world that is fighting for freedom and democracy and the right for Canada to be a sovereign state. I'll line up with China every single day of the week against the United States. Seriously, because they are the ones on the right side of things at this point. And in some ways, I trust the Chinese because I know some Chinese people that are straight up Chinese nationals. And they told me, I've talked to them, they're good people. And in some ways, they have it right for how they care about people more than the United States at this point. So it's scary. It is scary. But it is nice to know that the country with the biggest population in the world is ready to get in that ring with the United States if they get a little crazy with what they're trying to do. We've got to remember there's a huge amount of Chinese nationals that live in Canada. Not only that, here in Canada, our immigration and having so many people here makes us not as attractive to attack because pretty much everybody in the world has people that live in this country. And in some ways, nobody likes that. Everybody wants Canada to continue to be what Canada is, except for some people like Vladimir Putin and his fucking face friends that are running the United States right now. So let's not get it twisted. Trump is a North American version of Putin at this point, and anything that Putin would do over there, he would do here. And that's why we need the backing and support of a country like China in this kind of situation. So, that may sound like I'm a traitor, what I just said, but I'm telling you, I'm for democracy. I'm for freedom. And the country that's going to stand for democracy and allowing countries to be themselves and not get messed with, well, I'm going to stand with them. I know China's not perfect, and they have a lot of issues in different ways. The stuff with Hong Kong is not nice. But also, seriously, if we're going to have a gradient, a scale of evil and wrong, USA is number one on the power ranking list right now for their bullshit that they're doing right now. And it's not the American people. It's that fucked up, crazy ass government that is doing what they're doing right now. All right, James, there you go. There you go. That's probably enough politics for today. I don't want to talk about this situation anymore, but I did my news update on that right there. Yeah, James is saying words of wisdom lied in effect. That's right. That's pretty cool there. Yeah. Yeah. In some ways, it's just a classic radio thing. You're calling up, hey, Golf 104, you're the fifth caller. What is the song that we sang at 6 p.m. tonight, sir, for free tickets to see REO Speedwagon at the fairgrounds? Was it Earth, Wind, and Fire, September? You are right. You're getting the ticket, sir. Wait, can you turn down your radio? There's an echo. It's that kind of shit. I've dealt with it a long, long time. Just remember, if you are going to call me today, turn down what you're watching me on and just listen to me through the phone because you will cause an echo. That's right. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Thursday. It'd be awesome to hear from anybody who regularly calls. If you feel like calling, you got a chance. If you're not busy, go ahead and call. I'd really love for Stargate to call again. Is Stargate going to be here? Stargate is here. So Stargate, if you want to check in with us on a weekly check-in when we do the Thursday Think Tank, I really appreciate your calls, seeing as you're very, very good, astute observations. Stargate saying T. Ross was there. Yeah, he came up. I'm going to guess that Terrence is going to stick around and he'll be at the Utah game on Friday. Hopefully, we'll see. I hope he didn't just come up for this event and then he's going to leave. Yeah, he was at the Orlando game and he was supporting us the other day. And I guess being around the team and stuff like that, you said maybe somebody like Bobby came up there and say, hey, Terrence, we're going to do this thing in Toronto when we get back. It's a gala. He's like, oh, I remember those things. I think I will come up there, Bobby. I'll come up there and do it. All right. Thanks, Terrence. That's really good. And so, it could have been just like that. But Ross was there last night, and I was really, really happy to see Oak there too. Charles Oakley being in the house for that too was fantastic. Fantastic. That's right. Kareem Thomas is here, our leading greatest dunk artist of all time. He says he wants Trevor J to narrate my life. Morgan Freeman vibes. There you go. All right. I'm with this. All right, Kareem, you want your quota dunk for today. This is good stuff. Yeah, maybe we could get Trevor J to do some nature documentaries. That would be pretty cool. I was at the dentist the other day, and they put on Netflix over our heads, and we're watching, and they had a nature documentary on Yellowstone on, and it was Barack Obama doing the narration. I was like, wow, this sounds so much more regal and majestic with Obama's voice talking about bison out in the Yellowstone. The bison roam where they are free. And I was like, man, Obama is perfect for this. Maybe this would be cool. Maybe Trevor has a side hustle. I'll narrate your life. It's like he makes an app, and it's Trevor J narrating your life as you walk around. Kareem wants that product, apparently. That's right. Fiercely saying, glad Monique had a blast. I'm telling you, that might have been one of the best nights of Monique's life last night. Seriously, one of the best. Yeah, she's saying thank you to MJ. Thank you. Smooth's here. Good to see Reggie. Toronto was handed that game in Orlando. It was blatant tanking. Orlando has only themselves to blame for those 2 losses. I know, it's so tacky. It's like, listen, that's how bad it is. Look, listen, and all the time that the Raptors have been losing in the last 2 years, have we ever used excuses like this? No, unless it was egregiously bad, like the LA game with Ben Taylor when Darko went off on his rant. That was egregiously bad. Most of the time, we are not using the excuse of the fouls. At least the team and the players aren't. I may on this channel, but that's me. I'm a fan. I can do that. But our players aren't getting up there and blaming losses on the fouls and the refs and stuff. No, they're not. That's why it was so cheap and cheesy. Magic, you guys suck. Just call it like it is. In some ways, I get it. Your fans are after you because you're really bad. And you just lost to G Leaguers and rookies. And I get it. You got to make up an excuse. You're trying to save face. Jamal Mosley's probably like trying to throw the water out of the boat as it sinks. And that's how he's doing it. He's going to blame the Raptors and the foul calls. That's crazy. Y'all should just take ownership for your failures and just straight up say it. I have more respect for that, just like the Raptors. We're not making excuses like this when we lose our games. So why the hell are y'all doing it? It's a bad look, Jamal Mosley and Franz Wagner. Oh, I think the calls were biased. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whatever, Magic. Y'all suck. You can't score baskets, and you couldn't even beat our bench. You losers. That's just the damn truth. It's your damn fault. It's nobody else's. Reggie's right. That's right. G saying Ingram won the Raptor art challenge. Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. That's got to be pretty cool to him, man. And, Devlin used his nickname. He said, BI3 winning the art contest. He didn't say notorious BI3, but he just said BI3. And Brandon, I'm telling you, man, he's reveling and loving the Raptors culture, being a part of this organization, and just everything about it is probably very different to him. The Lakers are a certain kind of organization. Yeah, they have a lot of nice things. They have a lot of history, a lot of prestige, but they're not run like we are run, like a family. They're very cold and weird, and Rob Pelinka will trade you just because LeBron blinked or something like that. So, like, here it's different, and I'm sure it's nothing like New Orleans either. It's just a global feel to it. It's a big city. It's a different country. It's international. And Brandon's loving it. I can tell he's loving it. You can just feel his vibes off of him. He doesn't have to say anything or do anything. You can just tell he's loving the Raptors vibes. And the man hasn't even played a minute for us yet. Yeah, I love that he won the Raptors art contest. But I'll tell you right now, G, he was a ringer. That dude is an artist because he's painting all the time, like in his off time. Anyway, that's right. Brandon Picasso Ingram. I like that. Reggie saying Toronto is sitting in 5, Sixers in 6, and Nets in 7, all separated by a game and a half. Personally, I really want the Raptors to get a top 5 pick. Adding one of those talents to this team, we're talking 55 and 27 at least. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. You guys, I'm not going to fight people on what direction we should do anymore. I have my own personal beliefs that I want this team to win and go into the playoffs and actually do something crazy that nobody thinks they could do and actually like salvage this season and actually be a good playoff team and actually make a good run in the first round. But I may be in the minority, and I understand that. But in some ways, I'm on the same side as the players and Darko. But there is an article out with Michael Grange talking to Jakob Poeltl, and it's weird because Poeltl's kind of changed his tune from the beginning of the season in this article. He said at the beginning of the year, when everybody keeps hanging on this, when Poeltl let it out of the bag, that this year's not about winning. It's about development and getting better as players. And in some ways, he's alluding to tanking. Well, also in this interview with Grange that he just did recently, he kind of changed his tune. He's saying, you know what? In some ways, we are ready to win now. And everything's changed since the Brandon Ingram trade. This is what Jakob said. I should go get the quotes specifically so I'm not misquoting him, because there's some very interesting things that Jakob said to Michael Grange. So I want to say exactly what he said here. First of all, he's talking about the acquisition of Brandon. He's saying, I thought it was really cool. The trade just kind of followed up on what they've been talking about, well, really for the past year and a half, which is like, no, we don't want to tank and go through the draft. See, he just said that. No, we don't want to tank and go through the draft. We want to get back to winning quickly. Obviously, yes, you got to try and build up a new team. You got to build on some young guys, and you got to go through some more difficult times. But they've always communicated that they want to be aggressive, making moves like that. And so, yeah, I think it's really good, and it's good for us as a team. So let's wait a second. Masai said this. Jakob said this at the beginning of the year, and now come around and Jakob's saying that we wanted to get back to winning quickly, and that we don't want to tank and go through the draft. So what the hell is the starting center saying this, and the fans think this, and the media thinks this, but he just told Michael Grange this in the interview. Something's weird here, something's not right exactly as far as things. Maybe this is what Lewinberg's talking about, pick a lane or something like that. And also, Grange asked Jakob about the benching in the fourth quarter recently. And this is what Jakob said about being benched in the fourth quarter on a minutes restriction. Yes, it is weird to watch, but because I already know that because of the minutes restriction, I wasn't going to be playing at the end of the game, I guess it almost feels like, it sounds weird, but it doesn't feel as real to me because basically my game has already ended. So it's interesting. It's like, I don't know, that sounds weird, but obviously want to do better with me on the court or not. We want to be closing out these games, but putting ourselves in these positions over and over again, we can really learn from it and hopefully improve. So it's weird because, Emmanuel, Scotty, Jakob, they all want to play at the end of the game, RJ, but they didn't get to. But they also understand the goal right now may be to let Jacoby, Jamal, and those guys get that crunch time to really get that quick development. And in some ways, the wash of this season is much better for them to go out there and fail now than throw them to the fire next year. And when they do have to play in fourth quarter kind of stuff, well, they already have familiarity with it because of this year. And that's the thing right there. That is the thing right there. Darko added in this article by Michael Grange. Y'all should go read it. It's a pretty good one. This is what we talked about with us as an organization. It's very important for young guys to be in those situations so they can learn. There is no better school for this than for them to be on the court and be in close games and go through all of it. I mean, you get the success like Jacoby did in the last game, and that's a confidence builder. And that is something that tells him, you know what, you could do this in this league more and more in the future. That's right. So it's a good article by Grange. And in some ways, it's very pro winning and saying like the teams wants to come back to being relevant and winning quicker than later. And we ain't trying to just sit around in our rebuild. No, we're not. No, we're not. I love it, man. I love it. Fiercely saying, let's make a path for the play-in. Let's go. See, I'm going to give MJ a dunk on this one. Hey, why not? I'm telling you, man, I'm looking at the schedule, and if we're going to lose to these teams, it's going to be miserable, y'all. Seriously, we can't do this. Last year, there were a bunch of games where we lost to the bottom of the barrel teams. We collected every single bad team last year, and we lost to each one. Washington, Charlotte, teams that no team should be losing to any year, no matter what. And, well, we got to play those teams a lot for the rest of the season. And I ain't going to sit here and watch us lose the Washington Wizards 3 times more in the end of the season, y'all. I'm sorry. Listen to me. Seriously, we have a chance to sweep the Sixers for the season. And some people say, we don't want that. What are you talking about? You don't want to sweep your former coach, Nick Nurse, for the season? In some ways, this would hold the pattern of Casey when he left. The first year he left, where he got fired from us, he came back and swept us the next year. And then we swept him the next year. Well, this would be the same thing with Nick Nurse. He swept us last year. Let's sweep Nick Nurse this year. And let's stop talking about tanking because I want to beat Nick Nurse and the Sixers. They're our arch enemy. I want to beat the Nets. Fuck Brooklyn. That's what I'm saying right there. In fact, hey, they dropped another open gym yesterday, and it was fantastic. We're going to talk about that too. Holy crap, open gym. Top of your game. Amazing edit yesterday for the new open gym all-star episode that came out yesterday. It was top notch, grade A plus. That's right. Reggie's saying a play-in spot, the extra revenue will help, but assuming the Raptors get by, the reward is the Cavs. Toronto will get smoked. Yikes. Yeah. I guess that would be. I guess that would be probably who we'd play, because we'd be coming in from the bottom one and we'd be playing the top team. But I still think it would be good. It would be good experience for the players. In some ways, they need that taste of playoff intensity right away. And a very good team like the Cavs, yeah, they may probably very get smoked. You're right. But and once again, like just like Scotty in his rookie year, they got a first round series, and Scotty got to say he played in the playoffs in the NBA his first year. And even if they failed, even if they didn't get past the Sixers, that was still very good experience for Scott. Because think about it, he hasn't really played in the playoffs much since. Has he at all? No. He's been in a play-in game since, and that's it. So in some ways, it is very valuable, much like playing Jamal Shed and Jacoby in the fourth quarter at the end like they have, to get them in the playoffs and let them have that first taste and get that over and done with. Because it's unknown. You don't know it. The first time you're going to go, it's going to be ominous. It's going to punch you in the face, and it's going to be harder than you think. But if you can go in there and get it done this year and get it just out of the way, that may very well be good for the future. Now, the other thing that's crazy is, just like the Hawks, you can make the play-in and still get a very high draft pick. So everybody's saying doing this is not good, is not exactly right. All right, let's see. We got a call, guys, coming in. Let's see who we got today on the Raptor Freak chat. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Lex? Stargate here.
Stargate is back. Yes, good to hear from Stargate once again on the show. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yourself?
I'm pretty good. I had a nice time watching Survivor already from last night. It was a good episode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've watched Survivor since the very, very first episode.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're going to be on their 50th. They're going to be on their 50th season soon, man. 50th.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just called in. I mean, it's really annoying, and I'm with you. I'm also in that minority that you're in, right? I'm vehemently and staunchly against the whole concept of tanking in any way, shape, or form. Like staunchly. It is nonsensical. It sends the wrong message to players, to fan bases. It's silly, right?
Yeah.
And you hear these people, these people, mostly young people, saying, "Well, other teams do it." Like, stop looking at what other teams do.
Yeah.
This is the Toronto Raptors. We're different. As much as we don't want to be, as much as people want to, lump us in and want to be like everybody else, we're not. That's why we have Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri running the show. They are different.
That's right.
Right? Everything about this team is different. We cannot, like any of the other 29 teams in the NBA, we can't hire like any of them.
That's right.
We can't tank like any of them. We can't trade like any of them. We can't sign players like any of them. We have to do things different, right?
Yep.
That's just how, like, people like to say it is what it is. That's just how it is.
They got to be creative, and they got to really play up their advantages that they have. And in some ways, alluring somebody like Brandon Ingram on the global presence of the Raptors is an advantage, right?
I want to talk about Brandon Ingram. Ingram. Do you guys realize that Brandon Ingram, this is how I look at him, right? Brandon Ingram is just as, and I would even go to say more talented or a better player than Jason Tatum. I'm telling you this right now because Jason Tatum has gotten the chance. He's in Boston. He's a good-looking guy. So the NBA is gonna play him up.
Golden boy.
His dad used to play ball too.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not a little country boy from North Carolina like Brandon Ingram.
Right.
Right. So they're gonna play him up and overhype him and put the Jedi mind tricks on all the people saying that. But Brandon Ingram is just as talented as this guy. He's just been injured, and he's not really played. He never really got a chance. He didn't get a chance in LA.
he didn't get a chance in New Orleans because he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
well,
Zion
recently
came. Remember, Zion came, right? So
yeah.
he had to take they were pushing Zion as being the next quote unquote face of the league. So
I feel like Zion and Brandon never actually really fit together. They're two types of players. I don't feel like they fit the way that they play.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't fit. They don't fit. But man, the Raptors would have been a playoff team if they were healthy. That they would have been at least a 6th seed. Let's be real.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like, and the other thing is, it's not just the health; it's the schedule. The way the schedule was set up was really like not conducive, because a lot of these games we're getting coming up should have been spread out at the beginning of the season, and our record would have been a little bit more enhanced because of these easier games that are all stacked at right at the end of the game. If they were spread out over the whole season, we might be 30 and something right now instead of 20 and something.
I agree with you to an extent. I think our record would have even been better if it was that. But I think if we were healthy, we would have gotten through that. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
If we were healthy, we would have gotten through that schedule anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We just needed to be healthy. We had key players down at key times.
Yep.
Right? Like you can't expect to get chemistry and be a cohesive unit if you keep having your best players and your more seasoned players out for a significant amount of time.
I mean, and all of them are different times.
Yeah.
You got Emmanuel out this time, then RJ's out at this time, and Scotty misses this part, and yeah. It's
Yak is out too.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy, right? But I mean, the team is in. I think this team is in good hands.
Yeah.
We're in good shape, guys. And again, about I don't want to get into the draft anymore. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the draft.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Because this draft is one of the most overhyped drafts in the history of drafts. I'm telling you right now, right? I'm telling you, it is overhyped. It is overhyped. Everybody's falling for the media Jedi mind trick. Mm-hmm. All these people they don't. Most of these people who are hyping up these players wanted, especially those first 3 players. 90% of them don't watch the games. All they do is they listen to the media and fall for the media Jedi mind tricks, and they go on YouTube and watch YouTube highlights, which of course is gonna enhance the best players.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Right? They're not watching the games. I have one of those little black boxes that can stream, right? The streaming boxes. And I can get all the NCAA games.
Right.
I have watched Duke games. I have watched Rutgers games, and I have watched the other team I've watched is Maryland, and I watched 1 or 2 Illinois games.
Okay.
Right, to see how Kasparis is.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm telling you guys, that's why I'm able. Right, and my background was being somewhat of a, as I mentioned yesterday, of a bit of a scout. Right.
Yeah.
I can look at these guys and I can tell you. And this is my methodology for it, right?
Okay.
My methodology is I'm not looking at NBA, right? Because none of these players have played in the NBA yet. So I can't compare them to an NBA player. That's why I can say Keith Van Horn, because I'm looking at how Keith Van Horn was in college as a top player going into the draft as a top prospect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at Cooper Flagg the same way, as a top player in college, in NCAA, going into the draft. Not in the NBA, not as a player in the NBA. And I see the similarities between Cooper Flagg with both Keith Van Horn and Danny Ferry, because I used to watch those guys. I watched Keith Van Horn at Utah, and I watched Danny Ferry when he was at
Cleveland.
When he was in Duke. Duke.
Oh, no, Duke,
when he was at Duke. I'm talking about, I'm not thinking. No, Cooper Flagg may come in. He may come into the NBA, right? And he may be a successful player, but it's not going to be with the skill set that he has right now. He's going to have to work on some other stuff.
Yeah. It's
there's
very
no way he's going to that type of skill set. There's no way he's going to
it's
generational player.
Very, very rare that players just come in and they completely have their game from the NCAA come and apply to the NBA. It's very, very rare. And it really has to do with like athletics and presence and physicality for being able to do that. If you're a very dominant player like Shaq, you can do that in the NBA. But that's why I don't believe any of like in some ways the overvalue or overhype of this stuff. Now, we said the other day who was picked second after Tim Duncan. Wasn't that Keith Van Horn?
Keith Van Horn. Yeah.
That's I figured it out afterwards. It's like when we said that the other day and you made that comment, I was like, wait, is he making an allusion to Keith Van Horn?
But Keith Van Horn, people were even angry because people are saying Keith Van Horn should have come out the year after. Right? I'm sorry, the year before. He should have come out the year before because everybody was saying, Tim Duncan was going to be the first pick that year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
he wanted to avoid it and be the first pick the year before.
Yeah. But he wanted to stay 4 years in college. And that's another thing. We got to keep in mind that these college players are not staying the full 4 years in college to get that basketball experience that they need. They're one and done. You can't expect a player like that unless you're a super generational player, a Shaquille O'Neal, a LeBron James, a Victor Wembanyama, unless you're one of those rare guys that can come out and be an immediate impact right away.
But it's even shown in the last couple of years with Victor, even though he's that kind of player, that he hasn't just instantly made the Spurs a top team, which is telling right there. Like if Victor can't even just go into the Spurs and have the same effect that Duncan or Robinson had for the Spurs in the years past, the league has changed and it's made it more equal and more parity. The fact that Victor Wembanyama coming in didn't just instantly make the Spurs a top 5 Western Conference team.
Exactly. And what has happened, and I would go back ever since actually Michael Jordan, what the league has done, right? The NBA, their marketing strategy has been marketing the individual player and not teams.
Yeah.
So right now, the modern day NBA fan is all about individual players, right? So they're looking at what we call there's a word for it. That flashy offense.
Oh, they're looking for the sizzle, not the steak.
Right, exactly. Right, so that flashy offensive player, right? The Ant-Mans, the Ja Morant, the Lucas.
Yeah,
those are the type of players, the KDs. Those are the type of players that Steph Curry's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the type of players that the modern day NBA fan, through the NBA's Jedi mind tricks of their marketing strategy, is put. Why do you think LaMelo Ball is one of the most popular players in the NBA? He's not gonna win shit.
I think you're right.
LaMelo Ball is not gonna win shit. He's not gonna win anything.
Yeah.
Just like James Harden.
Yeah.
They're not gonna win anything.
Right.
I guarantee you, Scotty Barnes will win a championship.
Yep.
Right before LaMelo Ball wins a championship.
Sure.
I guarantee you.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And my last point. Let me get somebody else to call in about Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
Scotty Barnes is in a position to, and people are going to fight me on this one. A player like Scotty Barnes is in a position to be one of those changing, like a Steph Curry. Like how Steph Curry came in and changed the game with that type of 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Right? A player like Scotty Barnes is in a position to now change the game and move the game in a completely different direction, much like a Steph Curry with this type of skill set that he has.
This is interesting. So are you alluding to that you think that the way Scott's playing inside, that he can pull the game away from the 3-point shot and make people play more like him inside?
No, it's more than that. It's not just that. It's that Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Everybody now is coming out of the NBA, wants to shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Right? I am saying that if Scotty Barnes is used properly, players, he can start changing how basketball is played.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where more players are going to come out starting to play like him.
Yeah.
Right? Because, people kind of get down on and comparing him to Draymond Green. But he's an elevated Draymond Green.
It's total joke when people compare him to Draymond. It's been the whole time, and it's obvious from the way his skill set is in the mid range and near the basket. This is not a Draymond Green. This guy's way more talented on offense. Yeah.
Draymond Green never had a turnaround baseline jump.
Never.
Like Patrick Ewing.
Never. Nope.
You guys realize that that Scotty Barnes' turnaround baseline jump shot is exactly like Patrick Ewing's?
That is a good comparison. I see it. Yeah.
You see it, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly like Patrick Ewing's turnaround jump shot on the baseline. It's money.
Yeah.
Right? So
people gotta watch the game. I'm not a big stats guy,
Yeah.
and I know today the modern NBA fan is all about analytics and stats. I'm an eye test guy.
Yeah.
I watch, and I don't just watch off of highlights.
Yeah.
I watch games.
Yeah.
You gotta watch how a player
That's right.
plays throughout a game.
You got to see the success and the failure. And that's the thing that these guys aren't seeing. They're not going to see the failures, especially if you're only watching NBA.com highlights, because they are really going to shape the perception of different players by what they show and what they don't. They'll hold out certain highlights for certain players they don't want to put on blast. And they'll even show like a one team really well than the other team in all kinds of different ways. We know this as Raptors fans. I want to circle back for a sec, Stargate, to something you said very earlier about comparing Tatum to Ingram. And I completely agree with this. I think that if you compare Jason Tatum to Brandon Ingram, Brandon Ingram's taller and bigger in some ways, like as far as not bigger strength wise right now, but I could see him getting a little bit stronger to be rivaling with that. But he's taller than him. And I think that what you're saying is very true. In some ways, they're very comparable. But I feel like Brandon is more efficient, that his shot percentage, like field goal percentage, is better than Tatum's overall. And that may be why he's better than Tatum in the long run. Seriously. I think he'll get unlocked by Darko to an extent to be more all around like RJ has been since he's been in Toronto. He'll show more on defense. He'll show more playmaking and passing to other teammates, but his scoring's going to go down. But I don't think that that's going to be a problem because Brandon will probably shoot hopefully around 45% to almost 50%. And he'll shoot from three-pointer, hopefully in the high 30s also. So I think it's going to be a really good thing for Brandon. And I think that I can kind of start to picture in my head what Brandon's going to be doing for us already, even though it's very unknown. And in some ways, when I really think about it, I think he's very much going to be like RJ. He's going to be very forceful with the ball at times, but also at the same time, just like RJ, he's going to be getting a bunch of assists. So it's going to be very fun.
We have weapons now. We have legitimate
options.
Weapons.
Yeah. And with the way injuries happen in the league, you need to have this kind of depth.
Yep. And the very last thing now.
Sure.
Kobe Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Me say about Kobe Walter, he's probably my favorite player on the Raptors right now. This kid, I'm telling you, this kid is going to be something special.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to this kid.
Yeah.
This kid, I mean, oh man, like, you know, when you look at a player and you see there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. There's something with this
kid. It's an it factor. It's just like that guy has an it factor. Yeah.
Right. And I'm not surprised because remember, in early mock drafts last year, he was like top 5.
Yeah, yeah.
He fell way down.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress of Jacoby in his rookie year. In some ways, it's been way more smoother than Grady's rookie year, but, you know, Grady's progressing and doing great things too. And in some ways, Jacoby, wow, I'm excited to see more from him too. And I totally agree. He's got an it factor that really bodes well for things in the future. I'm going to keep saying this. Wubs with the dubs. With the dubs. That's right.
Grady will be fine. I think Grady's thing is mental. I think his confidence I just think Grady is mental. It's not talent.
I think that he's been bullseyed by the league as far as like his 3-point shooting threat is very taken seriously at this point. And he's seen coverages that are different that have made it harder. And he's had to adjust in different ways from this and this. And, you know, when we played the Suns, they don't play good defense. Grady had a field day because he didn't see any kind of pressure like he normally does. And that's right. The difference right there. A lot of teams are playing really good defense and covering the 3-point line really well. And in some ways, that is what Grady's had to learn to get through. And part of it is just him getting stronger and him also having the experience and the knowledge to understand what to expect if he's going to be keyed on more to stop at the 3-point line and how he can try and beat that. And one of the things I've seen that Grady's doing more recently before he got hurt was he's speeding up his quick release. He's really trying to get that ball away quick. When he grabs it, he's shooting it very fast, like even faster than he did as a rookie. So,
yeah, he'll be fine.
He's gonna be fine. We just got to get through these injuries right now. He's got 3 of them.
he'll be fine. He just needs to calm down a little bit, right? And just watch the game. What I don't like about the modern NBA player on a whole, though, in general, I'm speaking in general.
Sure.
It doesn't seem like the modern NBA player. They don't seem to. They just seem to like come into the gym and play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to do their homework a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm talking in general. They don't go in like players like Kobe and Michael Jordan and these guys used to go in and used to watch film.
Yeah.
Used to say, okay, Michael is looking at. Okay, I'm looking at Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
Like Mitch Richmond used to burn me.
All of his tendencies.
How can I stop him?
Yeah.
How am I going to stop this?
Yeah.
Right?
I think you're right. I think you're right. And it annoys me too, because quite often, being astute basketball watchers, you can see opportunities on the court and you're like, why aren't the Raptors doing this more? Or there's a mismatch there. Why wouldn't they go and exploit this more? I feel like it is true that some of the players aren't playing as cerebrally as they used to. And that really that was a huge way to get an advantage and win games, was knowing where the mismatches were and really like going at them. And I feel like in some ways, it's the coach's responsibility, like Jama and Coco and Pat Delaney and them, to sit down with the players before the game and get their laptops out and talk about the tendencies of the top players they're playing. You can look at LeBron and the stories that have come out recently about him knowing all the Raptors plays when we were playing him in Cleveland in the playoffs is exactly a good example. LeBron knew the playbook for everybody's team. He knows exactly all the tendencies of all the players in the league, and that's part of the reason why LeBron is LeBron. So I don't understand why young players wouldn't want to figure out mismatches and tendencies and things that they can gain to their advantage in games and situations. Scotty, you can beat people down low with your physicality and your size. Go do it.
I think Scotty has been doing it for the last month or so. Though.
Yeah, he's been getting better.
Defense.
Yeah.
The way he's been playing defense is like, okay, I know how this guy plays.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
He definitely knows how Banchero plays.
Well, he's doing the OG. He's doing the OG scout, and it's really great that Scott got to play with Anunoby for a few years, because Anunoby has very much made it clear that he has a book on everybody in the league, and that's part of the reason why he's such a good defender, is because he understands everybody's proclivities, and he is tailor-making his defensive actions for the night against his opponents specifically for who it is. And that's part of the thing with Scott. Playing against the top player on the other team, no matter what position they are, Trae Young, Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, he's playing the whole spectrum and understanding like their proclivities and stuff. And on the down low, Mobo's on this school too, as far as like being a lockdown defender for any type of player on the other side as possible. And that's good stuff. Those are good traits. And if they're doing anything like what OG used to do, that's fantastic. So, yeah, I think that cerebrally understanding mismatches and understanding places where you can exploit and get easier points is always smart for a basketball team. And I don't get it why the NBA doesn't do this more in certain ways as far as things.
And what the Raptors should do too, you also have to know your teammates' tendencies.
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Right?
Because
I think that everybody's always looking at, like, let's say a player like RJ, because RJ seems to get the most criticism, right? Like, everybody is looking at RJ and looking at RJ's weaknesses. Oh, sometimes he makes bad decisions. Sometimes he forces it too much. But no one is looking at the good things that he does. Every player in the NBA has downfalls, has something that's not good in their game.
Yeah.
Every player.
Yeah.
Luka, LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them. It's up to the team to find out, okay, it's up for each player on the team to find out what are the strengths and weaknesses of my teammates.
Yep.
Right? That I can use in whatever
I can help cover up
the other team. Right?
If Jakob has this weakness, the other guys on the team can help him cover it up. They cover it up.
And use his strengths at the same time.
Yep.
Whatever strength he has.
Exactly.
Another player doesn't have.
Yep.
That's all you need to do.
It's true.
Player has weaknesses.
It's true.
Every player has weaknesses. Stop dwelling on the weaknesses. Stop dwelling on IQ's weaknesses. Oh, he dribbles the ball too much. Oh, he does like I'm sick of this, man. Every time every player has weaknesses. Oh, Scotty doesn't do this. Scotty takes too much threes. If these
guys are doing anything wrong, they're going in the tape room and the coaches are talking to them and they're adjusting. If Emmanuel's dribbling too much, well, I'm sure Coach Rajakovic will talk to him or something like that. That's what I always trust in that way. But yeah, man, you know what? Stargate, man, I really appreciate this great call today. I think we covered a lot of different stuff on this one.
Yep.
And man, dude,
right, man.
it's always nice talking to you. I want you to be a regular caller every time I do this format. Seriously.
I'll try.
Yeah. I know sometimes maybe you're working or you have other things going on,
Yep.
but I appreciate it, man. You got any cool plans for this weekend coming up?
No. I got, I have an 8-year-old, so we got birthday parties and stuff to go.
Nice. Well, you make the best of it. You have the cool plans. The 8-year-old birthday party. Hey, I mean, that sounds fun to me.
Got all kinds of birthday parties going. Like we got 2 birthday parties, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So
okay, well, hey,
it's gonna be a rough weekend.
Cool in the gang. Celebrate good times. Come on.
All right, man.
All right, Stargate. All the love in the world to you, man, and everybody that you care about in your life, man. All the best. Bless to you, man.
Yep, and I want to say big up to Adriana as well, man, for holding
nice. Yeah. We say big up to Adriana. She might call in. Who knows? She said she might call in the show again. Who knows? We'll see if I'm lucky enough. All right, let's go, Raptors. That's right, baby. There you go. There's a real one right there. That is the Stargate, of course, the man who escaped the machine. We love Stargate. Stargate's always got an astute take on certain stuff. Of course, Stargate alluded to that he worked professionally as a scout for a team in the Caribbean for a while. So he does have some expertise in breaking down players and understanding what it takes to play basketball at a high level. So I appreciate Stargate's educated opinion joining this podcast today. I really do. I really, really do. All right, let's keep going in the chat, guys. So that player wasn't Alec Radojevic. It was Jason Capono. It's just he looks so different. In some ways, he looked taller. It was weird. But that's cool that Capono embraces his Raptors alumni roots. He's another player that I was like, I don't know if he's really like Raptors Nation completely because he's very Heat Nation. He's been on a couple of different teams around the league, but he did win a 3-point shootout in a Raptors uniform, and he was a part of our team. So it's very nice to hear that Jason Capono was at the gala last night, and that's who that was. All right, cool. Thank you for clearing me up, Superfan Mo. Of course, she's going to know because she was there. That's right. That's right. Seymour saying Grady Dick combo at the bar down is okay. I'm going to try the Kelly today. There you go. So you went to Barbarito. Seymour went and tried the Grady Dick combo at the Bar Burrito, and he says, okay, he's going to go try the classic Kelly today. All right. We definitely need the food reviews from our man out west, the City Slicker. He was the one who did the chip review earlier this year for the 30th anniversary Ruffles of Raptors Ruffles. And, well, I want to hear more about Bar Burrito stuff. So thank you, Seymour. The Grady Dick combo, bar down is okay. It's okay. Okay. Stargate saying, was it Castleton on the Lakers? Yes, he was. Yeah, he was one of their center projects coming up before, and now he's with us all of a sudden. So I guess everything kind of equals out in the end. I don't know. We'll have to see how good he is. Like I said, looking at his stats, he's not a three-point shooting center, but he's very good at rebounds and shot blocking. And I think that the thing about the shot blocking is going to be the most useful thing for 905 at least. We'll see where he's going to bounce around between the 905 and the Raptors. Because seriously, they've got like 5 games in the next 3 days between the two teams. We're going to play College Park today, College Park tomorrow, and the Raptors are playing Utah tomorrow also. So there is a little bit of ability for double duty tomorrow for anybody like AJ Lawson or Jared Rhoden or Colin Castleton to be playing in both games tomorrow. Yeah, Carlos here. Good morning, Lex from Fellow Freak. Kaloy, give me a call if you feel like it. It's up to you, my guy. Seymour saying, I hope we make the play. And see, there we go. There we go. All right, we're going to do this, guys. Let's do our daily poll. I don't know if we have a daily one, but do you want the Raptors to make the play in? This may not be popular. I understand that. But it seems like we've got some people here that are actually into this idea. So we're going to go ahead and put that up right now. Let's see. Official poll right here. Do you want the Raptors to make the play in? Is the poll today, guys. Let's see if everybody's saying here. Let's see, 100% yes so far. I like that. That's good stuff right there. All right, let's keep going in the chat. Carlos saying, so maybe Trump's 7th bankruptcy is the U.S. You know, he's really trending that way. The stock market's crashing. They're ruining all their trade alliances with everybody, and they don't realize how much that makes everything. I mean, he's really low IQ idiot. But once again, he's not making the decisions. Putin is for him. And he wants to destroy USA from inside out. And this is all according to Putin's plan, is what's happening to the United States. They become less economically strong. They become less together, more divided. That's been a whole part of the big plan of the MAGA movement in the United States, is to divide the country, tear it right down the middle and make it like the Civil War. And yeah, this is all by Putin's plan, and he's executed it flawlessly with the help of an idiot named Trump and the richest man in the world named Elon Musk, who's an absolute real world supervillain. Seriously, he's a real world supervillain. Stargate saying, just a tiny FYI, Lex, China is no longer the highest populated country. It's India now. Okay, that's a good fact check. I'll take that. So yeah, that makes sense that India, but once again, both those countries are similar as far as innovation and science and things that they're doing. They're ahead of this continent at this point. In some ways, capitalism has stifled innovation because it's all about profit instead of putting money into design and figuring things out and endeavors and innovation. No, they want to just get all the money to the CEOs and the top, and there's no spending on trying to figure things out or funding for scientific research is all gone out the window. And well, China and India have been investing in these avenues, and they've gone way past the United States at this point. The United States used to care about this. They used to care about things like the space race and being ahead on the cutting edge of things like DNA research and all kinds of stuff. They don't anymore. In some ways, they've choked themselves with their own system, and now it's like they're not at the top of any of this, and these other countries are. It's too bad. Mo's saying, I'm still pinching myself. My sister and I, with everyone else, got emotional at the end. That's so awesome. Mo, that's so awesome. And I'm so glad you got that night last night. I want to find out more about it more and more as time goes on. And I'm sure I'll see more and more clips. And I'm sure you have more pictures that you'll be posting in different places from last night. I'm sure you have so many. So many. Trevor's saying, Raptors fans are not listening when Bobby said the rookie's going to get more playing time. Yeah, even when they get playing time, we can't control whether rookies are going to be capable enough to win the games, too. It's just like, listen, it's like we can put them out there, and they may be just like that. I mean, Jamal Shed did win a lot at Houston. He's just used to it. So don't get mad if we play the rookies at the end of the game instead of the starters, and we still win the game. That's a great thing to happen, Raptors fans. Don't get mad at that. That's really good for next year. Trust me, that's really good. Most saying open gym forever. Get the golden ticket always. The editing, how they run it back with the NBA All-Star game in Toronto. This is great cue card from Mo, and I'll do my review of the latest Open Gym episode right now. Open Gym dropping every week right now. Thank God. We need that palate cleanser for that piece of shit called Raptors Delight that Sportsnet's been putting out. It's so bad. It's like snarky little narrator, all the dark sides of the Raptors things that happen. Dark side of the Raptors is what I call it. Open Gym, the glorious tale, the epic tale of the triumphs of the Raptors, and I love it. It's the right kind of piece for people that love the team, the real fans like Monique and myself and other people like the other people in this channel. And I'm just saying they did a masterful job of building a story, starting with Vince Carter and his all-star experience 25 years ago in Oakland. And they beautiful interviews with Vince. He gives intimate details of things that we didn't know about. Every once in a while, we hear more and more about that day. And he talks about how he scrapped his routine and he did this and, you know, how him and Tracy didn't get their practice. We know a lot of these details, but he tells it in different ways. And once again, I'm just really loving the rebirth of the relationship of Vince Carter with the Raptors Nation and the fans and the alumni and the organization, because Vince is coming in and he's doing it justice on the documentary, talking about his part for a Raptors documentary. And you know what? Vince can show this clip of Open Gym yesterday on his social media places and be proud because it's his story, but it's also the Raptors story. And I love that. I love that that whole part. Then, of course, they did a beautiful transition from the Vince Carter era of the All-Star stuff into our All-Star weekend that we had in 2016. Then talking about how it was the coldest weekend. It was kind of bullshit. It was like nice the week before, and then it got cold again. And then, you know, just talking about that whole weekend and how it was one of the best All-Star weekends in recent years in the NBA. It really was maybe the last good one, honestly, since 2016. Everything's kind of paled in comparison to the Toronto All-Star weekend. And I agree with Monique when she says, just like Akil on the thing, that the Raptors need to host All-Star weekend again. Now, I'd say this. February is not the best month to be in Canada. That's for sure. But Who knows? Wait a little bit. Climate change may warm things up, and we may not have to worry about any kind of thing like the last time we had All-Star Weekend. Seriously. But I love the interviews with all kinds of different people talking about how important the NBA All-Star Weekend in 2016 was for the Raptors franchise in the city of Toronto. You got interviews with DeMar talking about it. He's like, I really cared about making Toronto respectable and getting them put on the map. And when we had the All-Star Weekend here, that was a really important, special time to make Raptors bona fide. And as a guy I am Mr. Raptor, I have you guys, I'm carrying you guys after Chris Bosh. DeMar really felt like the benchmark of 2016 was a really good indicator of the Raptors are arriving more and more and showing what they are all about. Did a fantastic job of meshing the old alumni that were Raptors All-Stars before, like Antonio Davis and Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, Fred VanVleet, and Scotty Barnes, all together in a little montage showing the great history of All-Stars and the Raptors history. I did see a glowing omission of Pascal Siakam, though, in this situation. I wonder why they didn't put him in any kind of way on that. That kind of annoyed me, but I love that they included Fred, and they had Fred's interview, and also going back and giving shine to Antonio Davis is a big deal. And I really like how Alvin talked about Antonio Davis on that episode about how AD was underappreciated and not really valued as much as he should have been for what he was really doing for the Raptors at that time. So good stuff, Alvin Williams. Good stuff with all the interviews. Of course, they get so many good players and different past people to talk about the Raptors on that show. And then the whole thing with Grady and the Rising Stars as the whole part of it, they just intermeshed everything really well together. The history of the Raptors All-Stars, the 2016 All-Star Weekend, Vince Carter's epic, legendary performance in the dunk contest, and then Grady Dick at Rising Stars Challenge this year. And they really did a good job in this episode. They managed to edit in Grady Dick's practice shots at the Rising Stars practice, including his behind-the-back half-court shot that he threw over his head. It is forever etched in the history of the Raptors on Open Gym, the official history of the Raptors, by the way. And we will see that in episodes to come. It could have been lost forever as a reel on Instagram, never to be seen again. But the Grady Dick practice shots at Rising Stars are now a part of history documented on Open Gym. Thank you. And I also love the little bit about Kyle Lowry and dunking the ball at the All-Star game. It's like Dwayne Casey's like, I don't know if I saw Kyle dunk the ball ever before. He's like, I dunked the ball at the All-Star game. And we know he did. We saw Kyle dunk the ball at an All-Star game, and they showed the clip in that episode also. Top notch, not even 10 out of 10. This is 20 out of 10 work. You can take the minus 10 that I took from Sportsnet for Raptors Delight, and I'll give it to y'all because y'all are doing the job right. Raptors Open Gym forever is what I'm going to say right now. If you guys have not seen the episode, go watch it. It'll make your day. It'll make your day. And this is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to instill pride in the team and make you want to be more of a fan and make you feel more connected to the team, not feel gaslighted by a snarky little piece of shit, a narrator on Raptors Delight. That's what I say about that. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah, boom goes the dynamite. I love that. I love that. I love that so much. Thank you, Mo, for bringing up the Open Gym. A fantastic job once again. Yeah, Carlos saying Stargate won me over with Scotty Game Changer Barnes. Yeah, I'm telling you, listen, and it's not just scoring. This man can change the game with a block. This man can change the game with a steal. This man can change the game with a rebound. And he can do it with an assist, too. He can do it however he's going to do it. He's going to change the game. And we'll have to see. Like, Scotty is going to be a role model for young players coming up. There's going to be players coming up in Canada specifically. They're going to look at Scotty as like Vince Carter, and they're going to pattern their game after him. Maybe in some ways Vince wasn't good for patterning a game after because he was a dunk contest guy, and everybody's just practicing dunks when they were trying to be like Scott. But if everybody, the youngsters that are coming up, are going to try and be like Scotty, well, they're going to have to play defense. They're going to have to be all-around players if they want to be in the mold of Scotty Barnes. And that could very well be how he changes the game, is like if there's an Air Canada effect, if Scotty Barnes has an effect, he may cause more all-around players to come up in the ranks of young Canadians and Americans and people around the world. So, yeah, it's a great thing. It looks like we've got 86% of people want to go for the play-in. Why not? The path is there. If we win like half of our games even, we probably will be in the play-in. We got 20 games to go. We win 10 of them. We're probably in the play-in. And I'm not trying to go below 500 against 200 teams. Every single game we play for the rest of the season, except for one game against the Warriors and one game against the Pistons is against teams in the bottom 10 of the league. I'm telling you, all the easiest games have been set up for us right now, and we don't want to pull punches. We want to go full effect. We want to win out, and let's get in the play-in. I'm sorry. We got a poll here, Masai, and Raptors Freak family is agreeing. If you guys want to go for it, go for it. Seriously, we may be in the minority in Raptors fan nation, but we are like that. And in some ways, we don't have to play by the rules of everybody else. And that's exactly what Stargate was trying to say. We're a unique team in this league. We're the only Canadian team in a 30-team league. And in some ways, we have strengths that other teams don't have, and we have weaknesses that other teams don't have. And in some ways, our strengths allow us to not have to give a shit about where we draft, is what I'm going to say about that. That's right. Yeah. Most saying my Raptors schedule for March 7th, 8th, 10th, and hopefully 23rd and 28th. Very, very cool. I'll be at the 23rd. That's the Spurs game. I will be at that one. But yeah, that's a lot of the games coming up. You're going to be there in 2 games in a row this weekend. Okay, Mo, you go then. You're going to be at Utah and Washington this weekend. All right. All right. Most saying talk to each player you saw. That's fantastic. You know, if you want to share details of what you talked about with each player or what was said, you go ahead and just tell us either here or in our Facebook chat. Or just to me personally, if you want, I don't care. I would love to hear more stories for sure. Yeah, Stargate saying that's awesome, Mo. And Masai, John Wiggins, 4 corners. There you go. She was just rubbing elbows with creme de la creme of the Raptors organization. Really, really good stuff. All right, let me go look at my tabs and see if there's some other stuff I want to cover here on the show today. That's right. That's right. Let's see. We did the refs and we did the game for that. I talked about Castleton. I talked about the article by Michael Grange. Is there anything interesting on ESPN this morning? No, not really. Not really seeing that. Let's go look at Raptors Reddit. Raptors Reddit is saying that Patrick Patterson continues to rep the North long after his time here. I like that. That's a good thing. That's right. Patrick Patterson with a maple leaf on his thing. We know he's a good alumni with us. And he could have been there last night, honestly. We know Tupat married a woman from Toronto, and he had his wedding in the summer of 2019, actually. It was after we won the championship, I believe. He came and got married here in Toronto because Terrence Ross was up here for his wedding, and I saw him. And then he told us, he's like later on Twitch, he's like, oh, yeah, I was in Toronto for Patrick's wedding is why I was there that time. So, but yeah, we love Tupat. He's a great Raptor alumni for sure. Here's a little bit of something. Somebody's saying that if you want to buy Raptors and Toronto Tempo merchandise, buy it from Peace Collective and not from Fanatics. And this has to do with the trade war, that Fanatics is a U.S. company, and that if we want to buy Canadian, you can buy from Peace Collective because it's actually from here in Toronto, and it's a Canadian company. So in some ways, if you want to go that far with the boycott of American products and you're buying Tempo or Raptors gear, buy it from Peace Collective is what they're saying on Reddit, just so y'all know. Yeah, they're calling Jakob the Canadian Hammer, and they're saying, this is my home right now, and I really hope it's going to be in the future as well. That's a quote from Jakob Pertl. This is my home right now, and I really hope it's going to be in the future as well. It sounds like this guy's not going anywhere. People that keep saying that Jakob Pertl's not going to be on the Raptors. Sounds like he's going to be perfectly fine here, and he'll be still on the Raptors. That's right. Do we have a birthday today? I didn't even check. It's the 6th. Oh, yeah, we got a list of birthdays today. In fact, the guest on Smith & Jones, it's his birthday today. Derek Martin, happy birthday to you. You're 54 today. 54 years old for Derek Martin, the former Raptor who's appearing on Smith & Jones podcast this week. Also, happy birthday to former Raptor Nigel Knight, former Phoenix Sun, also Toronto Raptor. Also, happy birthday to Dwight Bucks. It's his birthday today. And finally, a happy birthday to Raptors 2019 NBA champion Malcolm Miller, three-point shooter. I believe he is 32 today, 32 years old today, Malcolm Miller. So happy birthday to Malcolm. So there's our birthdays for today with the Raptors. Let's do the classic car of the day. We're getting close to the end. If anybody wants to call me, you better do it soon because we're going to be done in the next 10 minutes or so. So we'll see. Who is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's who that is. All right. All right. Here's the classic car. We'll see if Reggie gets it again today. Here we go. This is the classic card. This is a little difficult. This will probably be like a 200-point card. It's a little bit difficult. I can go ahead and tell you guys some clues, but maybe somebody can get it. It's off the old Washington Bullets. So, yeah, if you know this player and you want to get the classic card today, it's a little tough. It's a tough one. It's not easy. I could give you guys a little bit of clues. Wait, why am I moving around so much? Just put it right there. You just got to be able to see what people write. Danny Manning, Stargate. That's not a bad guess. Danny Manning never played for the Bullets, though. So it is not Danny Manning. This guy he's a little bit smaller than Danny Manning. I think this guy's 6'9". Danny Manning's 6'10". But this guy's like a small forward, power forward. The guy that's on the card right now. Let's see. What's a good clue for this card? I want to say his first name is the same first name as the star of the Mission Impossible movie series. There you go. That's a clue right there. So you got his first name. If you know who starred in Mission Impossible, there you go. Slug Deezy's got it today. Slug Deezy's actually like the other smooth brown man as far as like he's the guy who knows the classic card. If Reggie's not here to get it, Slug Deezy's usually getting it otherwise. So Slug Deezy got it. It is Tom Hammonds of the Washington Bullets. And that is going to be 200 points to Slug Deezy on his Raptor Freak trivia score. Good job, Slug Deezy. Slug Deezy getting it today. Let's see. Where am I on the chart? Let me make sure I write it in real quick. Tom Hammonds. Yeah, that was really impressive that Smooth got Adrian Caldwell yesterday. Really, really smooth. Yeah, everything's been getting either Slug Deezy or Smooth lately as far as who is getting the classic card. 200 points to Slug Deezy score. He's moving up in the top 10 of the Raptor Freak trivia right there. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. Let's see what else you guys were saying in the middle of the card. Let's see. Monique saying, I said, Oshai, get healthy. Jarrett was happy to talk to me. Jarrett Roden. Very cool to talk to Jarrett Roden. I'm sure he's on cloud 9 now that he has got some security for the rest of the season with the Raptors as a two-way. Is fantastic. You know, I love seeing these guys get rewarded for their hard work. And Jared Roden and Orlando Robinson getting rewarded recently is fantastic because they've done a lot of good things for the Raptors organization this year, Roden and Robinson. So, yeah, very cool that you got to talk to both of them. Oshai, you're telling Oshai to get healthy. I think Oshai will be back sooner than anybody. We'll see if Mobo's going to be on the injury list tomorrow with his face getting hit in the face. I think Oshai, just because he just kind of slightly twisted his ankle and he didn't really do it on anybody else. It was kind of just a weird, awkward way he landed. I think he might be better and back sooner. He's going to definitely be back sooner than Grady. I know that. Grady's going to be out for a bit, guys. I think they were saying that Grady's going to be out for at least 2 weeks right now. At least 2 weeks. Yeah. Stargate saying Pat was a very good defender. I don't even think about him for defense, but you're right. He was a very active guy with his hands up, kind of defender kind of guy. Yeah, Pat was such an interesting player build as far as his like offense and like his size. And, he wasn't really kind of a physical player in some ways, even though he had a very physical kind of body. It was really kind of more, he was a smooth player in some ways. He really was. Monique saying, I said, keep up the great work, Jamal Shed, shaking hands. There you go. I love that. Mo saying the right things. She's like, keep up the good work, Jamal. You're doing a good job. I'm sure he loved to hear that. I really do think he was loved to hear that. It's really special that the Raptors got to meet Monique and understand that, there's some real ones out there that really, really support the Raptors with the best intentions in their heart in every situation. And that is the epitome of Monique Lawrence right there. Yeah, her vibes going to the Raptors last night, very, very strong. In fact, we can't help but win now because Monique has been around the Raptors now. And they're going to come out with that energy and that passion to play for the Superfan and the rest of the Raptor Freak family and get to the play-in. I mean, I can see this happening, seriously, because honestly, they're just that good at this point. That's right. Stargate saying, true, Danny never played for the Bullets. That's right. G saying, there's a photo of Mo on the Raptors IG. There you go. Raptors Instagram. Let's go look at that then. Really? Seriously? This is awesome. So Mo's on Raptors Instagram today at the gala last night. This is so good. This is so, so good. Let's see. I want to see the official Raptors Instagram. We'll go see Monique on the picture. Let's see. Is she on the first one? Scenes from We the World. There's all right. There's Masai talking to everybody. There, right there. This is just posted 7 minutes ago. There's Jamal Shed with Brandon. Brandon's going like this. I love to see that. Jamal's got a very big smile on his face. There's very cool. There's Oshai and with a fan smiling and hanging out. There's Emmanuel talking to fans and smiling. There's Monique with Terrence Ross on the official Raptors thing. There you go. You see former dunk champion Terrence Ross, the Human Torch, hanging out with superfan Monique Lawrence, the greatest. That's fantastic. I love to see Monique on there. There you go. So awesome to see the super fan in the house with T. Ross there. There's Mo Pete up on stage with Jack Armstrong. Very, very cool. There's Darko coming out to the fanfare on the red carpet, getting high fives. There's Ross signing a hat for a fan right there. There's Grady and Jameson playing the video game, and it looks like Grady is rubbing it in because he just made a shot on Jameson. It's like, I did this. That's so funny. It does look like he's totally rubbing it in on him. There's Scotty painting. It looks like he's looking for inspiration for his dinosaur that he's going to paint, his dinosaur embryo. Yeah. There's the guys showing up their pictures again. Let me zoom in on this. You know what? Brandon's picture is not totally that good. I'm going to say, I don't know. They may have just been being nice. I mean, they're not, and none of them are that good, honestly. Let's just put it that way. I'm just trying to be fair, guys. You know, I'm very nice to you guys in all kinds of ways on this channel. And if I'm derisive towards you because of your art at the art thing last night, come on. It can't be that serious. Come on. Orlando Robinson's one looks kind of interesting. He has some weird scales on the back of his Raptor. I don't know, man. These are crazy. RJ's looks really crazy. I don't know about RJ's at all. This is the best, man. I love this. Yeah, there's RJ's. He's showing it up high. He says RJB on it. He's smiling, laughing. And his dinosaur has his name and number on it. It says Barrett 9. RJ, this is so awesome, man. That's so awesome. These guys are not serious in this way. Jacoby's is actually pretty good, honestly. And it's a weird, like, kind of block art. It's very kind of cubism. I don't know. In some ways, his is like a Picasso. His is the most like a Picasso. I think if we're going to say the Picasso award, it goes to Jacoby because he kind of did art like Picasso for the Raptor. It's a little bit like that. Yeah. All right, here we go. Manuel says, let's go Raptors. And he's got a lot of extra curricular around the symbol to make it not look like it's so crazy. But I will say that Emmanuel did draw a heart on the Raptors chest, which I kind of love, man. I love that. And like Emmanuel's like really inspired in the picture. He looks kind of funny with that. That's really cool. And then Brandon's laughing and he's holding his up. Yeah, his is a little bit shaky. I thought it was pretty good. The one thing I will say is Brandon got the form of the Raptor the best. If not, it still looks a little impressionist. So I didn't know I was going to be an art critic today, but I am. I'm an art critic for the arts skills competition at the We the World event last night. Good stuff, man. I love seeing Mo with T. Ross on the official Raptors. Yeah, you're on there, Mo. There's a picture of you on there on the Raptors official. Let's see. Mo saying, Mo Pete, we talked about MSU, Tom Izzo. Mo Pete's daughters are getting into basketball. Very cool. Very cool. Of course, like we said, Morris and Mo are old friends. They have a very special bond. In fact, Mo Pete may be the most special bond that Monique has with any Raptor player, past or present. And that's awesome. I love that, man. Yeah. Stargate saying Pat was very good. Our recovery defense, kind of like Rasheed Wallace, good recovery defenders. Yeah. He was a good team player, just a good team guy and back behind the scenes, too. I know a lot of people thought that Patrick Patterson, very popular player. And of course, he was involved in the Rudy Gay trade, which was fantastic that we got Patrick for that piece of crap, Rudy Gay, who, you know what, you never want to be here. Well, afterwards, we didn't never want you here either, Rudy Gay. Yeah, with your dumbass shit. Yeah, you could be coming to the Raptors We the World Gala, Rudy Gay, if you weren't such a dick and such a dumbass, man. You could be having fun like Terrence Ross and Jason Capono and all them. But nah, you burn bridges. You act like an American xenophobe. Well, Rudy Gay, you get what you get. You don't get invited to We the World Gala. That's right. Mo with Terrence Ross. I love it, man. Oh, Rob Drew Godzilla. Yeah, these pictures are funny. Y'all go check them out. You'll see what I'm talking about there. All right, let's get out of here, guys. If anybody wants to call, this is the last chance you get. If you want to try and call in the call-in show, I appreciate Trevor and Stargate for calling in today and giving us their opinions and expertise. It was a little rough going with Trevor at the beginning, but we got it all figured out. And remember, if you are going to call me on the show, please turn down the volume of what you're listening me to. Yeah. Four Corners is so cool. Yeah, that dude is awesome. Like I sometimes sit near him in that section, and I've often thought about going and standing next to him and kind of dancing. Like I'm like, man, you're old, Lex. Nobody wants to see your goofy ass dancing next to Four Corners. Like you're almost 50, bro. It's like, don't try and do that, man. You're more likely to humiliate yourself and make yourself look like a fool standing behind Four Corners trying to dance next to him when he's DJing before the game. Yeah, he's always got good energy. I feel it from him. Of course, he's a long-standing part of the Raptors organization now for a while now. Four Corners has been our DJ. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. And, he's the epitome of like everything else. Mariah Amber, Mark Strizzy. We have the best of the best doing the jobs that we have at our arena. Herbie Kuhn, people like that. That's right. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me today on the Thursday Think Tank. Good job, Raptors, with the We the World Gala. I don't know how much money y'all raised yesterday, but I'm sure it was a pretty penny for a very good cause, Giants of Africa and the MLSC Foundation. And, well, tonight the Raptors 9:05 will play the College Park Skyhawks. I'll be in the chat on YouTube if you want to talk to me during the game. We can be in there talking during the game on YouTube. Trevor has said also the game will be on NBA TV tonight if you want to watch it there also. But I won't be in that chat because there's no chat there. So, yeah. And tomorrow I'll have the preview for the Raptors hosting the Utah Jazz at Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night. It will be 2000s night. They're going to go back in the time machine, and they're going to make the arena just like 90s night earlier this season. They're doing 2000s night tomorrow. And maybe that's part of the reason why Ross is here. Although Ross is not really 2000s. He's 2010s. If they did the 2010s night, it'd make more sense to have Ross there. But we'll see if Ross shows up tomorrow. We'll have to see. Yeah. 20 years for Four Corners. That's right. 20 of the 30 years. Four Corners has been DJing for the Raptors. Fantastic stuff. He's been a steady part of the fun and making a party atmosphere at the Scotiabank Arena. That's right. Infamous saying, salute, freaks. I do not support Patrick Patterson. He referred to African-American women as bulldogs. Whoa, I did not know that about him. I've never heard him say that, but I don't know. I'm not going to dispute what you're saying. Without further investigation, I will just politely pass on opinion on this without knowing whether he said it or not. But I will allow you to espouse your opinion and say that you do not like Patrick because of that very derogatory statement he said. Okay. G saying that Chuck Swirsky wants to do a last commentary on Toronto, even if it's a shot clock violation. He said in an interview with Will Liu. Interesting. So Chuck Swirsky, man, that passion and love for the Raptors has been there the whole time. He never wanted to leave. That's the thing. Everybody that doesn't like Matt Devlin but likes Chuck Swirsky will understand that Chuck didn't want to leave. And, well, he had to. And Matt Devlin was necessary. And I'm so glad Matt Devlin's the voice of the Raptors now. He's done an exemplary job. And I want him to do it for as long as possible because I feel like Matt Devlin is really iconic at this point for the Raptors. But Chuck Swirsky is too. But I love to hear this. This is kind of like a la Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, saying that they will sign one-day contracts with the Raptors when they retire and retire as a Raptor. Well, this sounds like the equivalent for an announcer. The Chuck Swirsky wants to do one last call for the Raptors when he's done, and not the Bulls. Wow. I love that, G. Thank you for that information. I did not know this. I guess this was on William Liu's Hello and Welcome podcast is where you heard this. So I'm going to give G a dunk right at the end of the chat here with 27 points on the dunk charts now, G. There you go. Great stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for watching me. Let's beat the Skyhawks tonight. Let's have some pride. Hopefully we'll see some Colin Castleton come into the game and help the Raptors down low with their team. Hopefully we'll see Jared Rhoden and AJ Lawson playing for them tonight too. And hopefully we can get a good win for the Raptors 905 in Mississauga at Paramount Fine Food Center for the fans that are in attendance. Let's go 905, baby. Let's go. I got my 905 socks on. That's right, y'all. 905 socks, 905 shirt, 905 flag. Let's go 905 and beat the Skyhawks today. And then let's go Raptors tomorrow. And both teams win tomorrow. Double W on a Friday tomorrow. I'd love to see that. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and join. If you join the channel, you get the access to call into the call-in show during the summer. We're going to be doing it every Thursday in the off season. It's our format for Thursday, the Thursday Think Tank, the call-in show on the Raptor Freak channel. Let's go 905, baby. Woo!